Get your films on with the Blurs.
Once an idea has taken hold of the brain, it's almost impossible to eradicate.
Unpacking movies has never been more spot on, woke, fire, and just plain lit.
They are lit all the time.
So if you're unsure whether or not to plop down some cash for a film, check out the Blurs.
When a man with a 45 meets a man with a rifle, the man with a pistol is a dead man.
Brondo's got what plants crave.
It's got electrolyte.
You really only need to hang mean bastards. But mean bastards, you need to hang.
Don't say you weren't warned. Here's Brandon and Jeff.
What's up, ball bags? Welcome to a very special episode of the Film Blurs, episode 214. We all climbed out of the horse, and now we got swords we're gonna shank you with. My name's Brandon Norwood, aka ODYSSEY. And I'm joined here today, as always, with...
Hello, I'm Jeff Stewart, a.k.a. Uncle Jeffrey. I can't come up with a Greek name because the rest of them are all so fucking long.
You're the Cyclops, dog.
I'm a Cyclops.
You're the Cyclops.
Oh, all right, well, you know, fucking... Oh, well, you know. I'll unpack that later.
And we're joined here today by my good friend and special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Sean.
Hi, I am Sean Dermond, and yeah, thank you for having me. Pleasure to be here, gentlemen.
Before we dive in, Sean, tell us a little bit more about yourself. You know, you work in the industry. You're currently working on stuff right now. What exactly do you do?
I am like every schmuck. I aspire to be a writer and director, but what they actually pay me for, I've been a costume designer, a production designer, and a prop master on worked on 27 feature films by now, and 11 of those as a head of department as a costume designer, production designer, or prop master.
So
all indie films, nothing of the 27. I probably 3 or 4 are actually watchable. But,
only because of the costumes too.
I wouldn't trade in the world. What's that?
I'll tell you.
I said, and of the 3 that are watchable, only because of the costumes, only because of your work.
No, but actually, the costumes aren't even that great on those. Those are just those are strong enough stories. But yeah, there's some dog shit in there for sure.
Well, when we have some downtime in the schedule, we'll promise you'll come back, and we're gonna have a Sean-centric episode because Sean has some wild stories that need to be told.
I love a wild story.
Nothing too crazy, but entertaining for sure. I'll have a microphone by then.
All right. Well, so I guess I should just start off by saying I want you guys to go first on your initial thoughts of the Odyssey. I'm going to spill it now. Last night was 2 for me, round 2. Go ahead. Yeah, whoever wants to go first, Sean or Jeff.
Yeah. So I'll pop in. First, it is the Odyssey, right? Like when I say that it is the definitive on film version, because I tried to watch the Armand Assante miniseries this weekend, and I wanted to fucking jump into traffic. It was so bad, so mishandled, and that was the one that people keep on saying that's the highlight. That's the best one we've ever gotten. It's like that's the best one we've ever gotten. Then just keep reading the book or the play or the poem. Sorry.
The best adaptation of the Odyssey we've gotten is 2. That is James Joyce's Ulysses, which is a complicated read. You're better off listening to an audiobook. And then the second one is Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Like before this movie, it was Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yeah, pretty much. But all of the hallmarks of a Nolan film are there. It's the playing with time as a storytelling device, which honestly for me it works better here than it did for me in Dunkirk. the way time.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that.
The way
that's the first thing we're going to talk about.
Yeah. And I've been battling trolls all day, talking about like the casting and stuff like that, and just,
oh my god, just random people taking my tweets and coming at me, and I'm just like, wow, man, none of you have seen it. And then I click on their profile, I'm just like, oh yeah,
right,
yeah.
Like, so the casting is non-issue, right? Really, because there were Black, brown, XYZ people in ancient Greece, so go fuck yourself. And also, and I love how these purists, these nerds or whatever like that, they get so bent out of shape about things with mythical creatures or made up things in them, right? If it has a sea monster in it or a cyclops, you don't have the right to get mad when Lupita plays Helen. You can't, because also Black people are real, sea monsters are not. So.
Well, I mean, the first thing we see in the movie, it comes on screen, it says in the age of magic. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like,
right. Or apparent magic or whatever like that, like however they word it. And it's a myth, right? It's along the lines of Hansel and Gretel and all the Brothers Grimm stuff. It is made up, and in that vein, I love how it's handled here, because it's honestly it's not whimsical. It's not like whatever. It's handled so matter of fact that it seems like why wouldn't there be sirens, right? Why wouldn't there be a witch who turns dudes into animals, to populate her island? Because it's just handled without any sort of pomposity, which I love. I dig this movie a lot as a fan of the poem, right? It's exactly what I expected and more than I expected. Right.
I'm going to be real with you, Jeff. Mm-hmm. I never thought when we first started this show 4 years ago that you would give this much praise to Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, look, I don't hate Nolan at all. I think he's a brilliant, brilliant filmmaker. I just think some of his material resonates with me differently than it does other people. And like I said, I've come around to Interstellar, right? Like I've come around to Tenet. I'm still working my way to coming around for Dunkirk. But sometimes a filmmaker is just too future for you, and I can accept that. I can accept that as like as a personal thing. Is maybe I was not ready to see what was being done there. But yeah, no, this is a great film. If you do not enjoy this film, at least on a technical level, right? You are just a hater. Right, just like plain and simple. If you don't vibe with the story, fine. You're never going to vibe with the story. But on a purely technical level of filmmaking, it is a masterclass.
Well, let me ask you this before Sean gives his thoughts, because me and Sean were talking about this last night. How do you feel about the Cyclops being entirely a puppet? Because that still fucking blows my mind away.
It's crazy that whole time that's a fucking puppet. Right, that is real. That exists. And then it just makes me mad.
It just makes me mad because now I'm looking at Moana like, yo, word.
Yeah.
Like, now that I see that we have puppets that move and look better than CG, it's just like, if James Cameron ain't gonna do it, then you know what? I'm not trying to see it, quite frankly.
Yeah, I mean, look, even the transformation scene at the witch's table, right? that looked real.
Yeah. I mean, 90% of this movie's in camera.
Yeah. So here's the it's the difference between someone who's making a piece of cinema to make a piece of cinema, to make art, to tell a story, and if it just happens that it makes $1 billion, cool, right? As opposed to, hey, let's redo what we already did, but just like put the real Rock in there and like a Jerry curl wig and try to make $1 billion. It's the intention. It's making films with intention.
Sean, why don't you go ahead, man? What your initial thoughts?
I agree with everything Jeff just said. It's especially with starting in the back there. Moana is like this. Moana is content. This is a movie. This is, somebody wanted to make this because they wanted to tell this story, and it shows. Yeah, for me the highlight is the Cyclops scene. That got to me, especially the IMAX screen. It felt like in the wide shots, it's full size, and there's something. Yeah, it's a puppet because it felt real. It felt real. It wasn't human. I mean, even though here I am, old man, I felt it could come out of that screen. Like I even had a split second, like, what am I going to do when it comes out of the screen? How am I going to get out of this theater? Because I was just so in that scene, and it was so well done. I do. I'll start off with what I didn't like, so we can get that out of the way, because I really like this movie. I'm going to see it again. I rarely get to see movies twice in the theater. I many times don't even get to see the movie I want to see in the theater because it's gone already. But I'm gonna go see this again. I think I got to. What didn't work for me was most of the stuff on Ithaca, especially the dialogue, the scene, and even the way some of those simpler scenes were constructed. It almost felt like George Lucas prequel level writing. That's like, and then you just see the masterful stuff that's done in other areas. It's like this. It felt so rushed through, and it's like here's exposition, and it's like contrast that with the scene with the scenes with Calypso, where that was just, I thought, so beautifully done. Where it was clever. It showed more than it told. It implied more than it showed. The dialogue just enhanced things, and it wasn't about all this jargon and all this stuff happening. It was just here and this moment and what needed to be told. And I thought that was so brilliant. That's Nolan's wheelhouse of and it working of cutting between the times and just figuring stuff out. And then you contrast that with the stuff on it. I'm like, Anne Hathaway, I love you. Like we're the same age. I think I actually saw her in her high school show because like she was a senior when I was a senior, and like as she was in Morristown, I grew up in Wayne, and it's like enough. And Tom Holland, you're great. I really like you in this, but like back to Odysseus there, because this is just taking me down. And Robert Pattinson is like, you forgot your mustache. It's like, you're not even character. It's just like you felt like a plot device, but still, in the scheme of things, I got through those scenes, and just everything else. Everything else worked so well that.
So to jump in on that stuff you were saying about Ithaca, right? It didn't bother me nearly as much as it bothered you. But I did have one thing specifically that was like, really?
Say what it is before we forget, man.
Right. Tom Holland kept on saying dad.
Right? Oh,
Right?
that bothers you too? Because that was a whole thing on the internet.
Right. I got over it real quick. But I would have just preferred him say father. Right? Like dad just seems so like more like a modern term, right? For a movie that is, steeped in so much accuracy. But for all I know, dad could have been, a word, or like the Greek version of dad, right? Back then. And also, I'm quibbling over this, but if I quibble over this, then I also have to quibble over the fact that it's actually not in ancient Greek, right? And so I can't get too upset. It's just something that I noticed, but I got over it.
I feel like I'm at an unfair advantage here. I've seen this twice now. The first time it was just regular digital IMAX, a very tiny one, and now seeing it last night, which was I can't even stress this enough. If you live near a theater where you can see it on either film or IMAX 70, like a giant screen IMAX, please do, because holy shit. But I will say, one of the things for me, I just like how it's constructed. Like, this feels like a generational movie. Like, this came from 1940, 1950. Like, to make your point, Jeff, and a lot of people who had a problem with it, where we're just talking in American English and modern dialect. I like that because, some of the best old school epics that still blow me away, like Ben-Hur or the Ten Commandments, or, even Lawrence of Arabia, where, that it makes it timeless in a way for me. Where like people 30, 40 years from now can watch this and not have to be tied up in accents, because that was one of the, if you guys don't know, David Michaud made a movie in 2019, 2018, 2017, around that time, starring Timothy Chalamet, called The King. Went straight to Netflix. It's a great movie. I wish it didn't go straight to Netflix.
Yeah, it was really good.
Robert Pattinson's in that, and he plays a French prince, and he got a lot of shit for his French accent. So I'm glad, because that's the last thing we need, is people quibbling over accents, and just, we don't have to think about it too much, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what a good Russian accent is, but I know what a bad Russian accent is, right?
Right, so and much as I love Tenet, that is Tenet, because Kenneth Branagh, man, like, that accent is crazy.
So I get it. And like I said, I'm not gonna nitpick when the whole is, it is great filmmaking. It's filmmaking that we don't get anymore.
The other thing I'm staggered by is just how much this has in common with, what's going on today, and a couple of movies like this. You could do a double feature with this, with The Samurai and the Prisoner, or you could do a double feature with this with Her Private Hell, which I wouldn't recommend other to cinephiles who were interested. And that's a whole different type of thing. But I mean, thematically for Samurai and the Prisoner, this is really a rumination of like power and consequences, just like that movie, and how that comes to haunt you or bite you in the ass, as it does here. And then also, why I say Her Private Hell is because it's another R-rated, violent, dark fantasy that is also an odyssey into just some very surreal places. You know what I mean? I think that if they didn't drop fuck twice in this movie, because that's the only instances of cursing, is Matt Damon drops it and then somebody else drops it later in the movie, this probably would have been PG-13 if they didn't say fuck, because the violence is not that bad.
Right. And
like Lord of the Rings is more violent than this. And
honestly, that was surprising to me, that it is not nearly as like the battles. I don't want to spoil it. Like, the battles are good, but few and far between. Right? It's more about the travels, which
I mean, it
in
is
the poem.
the Odyssey. Yeah,
right.
It is the Odyssey.
Right? We're not watching the Iliad, right? We're watching the Odyssey. So, I mean, honestly, the fact that there are any battles in it at all is kind of staggering, because if you want to go by the actual literal texts, yeah, it's after the war.
So before we get into what I wanted to talk about, which is the use of time, I want to talk about something that I saw on the train ride home today, which is Nolan said this is his blank check because if he was so surprised by the success of Oppenheimer that he's like, oh, I can literally do whatever I want now. And he's like, I told myself, let me cash a blank check now and get $250 million to do R-rated Odyssey because I might never get the chance again to do something this big with this much money for rated R. And when he said, let me cash my blank check, I'm like, man, you've been cashing blank checks since Inception, man.
I mean, really,
like
pretty much.
Inception was a blank check. Dunkirk's a blank check. Interstellar, sort of, because that I don't really consider that a blank check because that was originally a Spielberg movie. Tenet is the definition of a blank check. Like, come on, man.
I mean, like, honestly, Oppenheimer, right? They gave him all that money to make a biopic.
But I mean, $100 million biopic, but also like that has Oppenheimer is edited like an action movie and edited better than most action movies and has better sound design and sound mixing than most action movies. Because when you see the quantum world, like you feel it, you know what I mean? But I thought that was funny. He's like, I could finally cash my blank check. I'm like, dude, that's your whole career.
Right.
That is literally your whole career. Like you are Mr. Blank Check. Like you're gonna have blank checks until you die.
And I was talking to someone yesterday about this. Christopher Nolan has used his blank checks to be the greatest advanced placement teacher that you've never had, right? Like Dunkirk, right? Oppenheimer. Now this, right? He's just going through it. It's like, all right, next movie is theoretical physics. The movie after that is World War II. Movie after that is like, let's talk about the Greek classics. Right? Like he's constantly trying to teach motherfuckers and entertain them at the same time.
And you know what's crazy is we're getting sidetracked here, but I gotta say this is crazy. Memento, Dunkirk, and Inception, he used mathematical equations for the story structures of those movies. And I'm just like, who thinks like that, man?
Well, that's making films with intention.
The script for his Never Made Napoleon epic, he broke down like the parts of his life based on there's this one Beethoven symphony that he's like, that's it, that's the structure of Napoleon's life, and then broke down by the minutes. Like, I can spend 3 minutes here for him doing this, we'll spend 5 minutes here doing this, yada yada yada, to the whole thing. But yeah, it's not a huge leap to say Kubrick and Nolan in the same sentence. Very different.
Yeah.
But
100%.
Yeah. Like he wears that. He wears that influence on his sleeve. Like him and Ridley Scott, you see up front and center as his main influences. I gotta say, for me personally, this might be Nolan's best movie, and I say that just because, as Jeff said, this is his best use of time. And I mean it because it's part of the character's journey. Like it's baked into the character development of Odysseus, where he is, for many different reasons, he has fractured memory. And those fractured memories is how the story's being told, not only to us, but to him as well, to help him get home. It's insane. It's insane to me. And the fact that, there is a big payoff at the end with that 20-minute fight sequence. But to me, the big payoff is the reveal of Athena and why Athena takes the form of Zendaya. I remember seeing that the first time and I shed a tear. I'm like, that is some next level shit. And it's heartbreaking on many different levels, because like, that's going to haunt him for the rest of his life. Is like, oh yeah, I broke Zeus's law, and that's why Zeus's law is now running rampant. Because Zeus's law is, hey, treat strangers nicely, treat them like family. We bring everybody in, and damn if that ain't. We should just that should be America's banner right now. Breaking Zeus's law.
Well, it's you treat every stranger like that because you don't know if they're a god in disguise or not.
True, but
Right.
also,
But I mean, also that's the tenet of Christianity, right?
Yeah.
Like you're not
Yeah.
being a good person to be a good person.
Yeah.
You're being a good person to get into heaven, right?
that's true.
So I mean, so all religion is just all sky daddies just looking at you like, oh, you never know,
Yeah.
you never know.
Hey, man, and look, this is the perfect summary to me of Nolan too, because he's been making this movie over and over and over again, which is a dude trying to get back to his family. You know what I mean? Inception, he's trying to get back to his kids. Interstellar, he's trying to get back to his kids. Dunkirk, kids are just trying to go home. You know?
I mean, like I've said this a million times. Every one of your favorite filmmakers is literally just trying to perfect their formula, right?
Yeah.
And this is the logical next. Like this one's fantastic. I can't wait for his next one. Right? Like that's how exciting this is as a prospect. It's not because of this movie in particular. It's like he really can do whatever he wants. So I want to see what he wants to do next.
But and that's the thing is like watching interviews of him, he stays humble where he's just like, I make every film like it's going to be my last one. That's why I'm just like, every film I do has to be harder than the last one. Like if I don't leave physically tired, I don't feel like I've done my job. And I'm like, that's a crazy way to think, man.
But no, that's I wish all filmmakers would think like that, right? That's making movies with intention, making art. Like, so we'll just let me talk about movies. We'll just call it art in general. When you make art, you should go into it thinking like, all right, well, I might have a heart attack.
That's true.
After this is done. So what do I want my legacy to be?
I mean, Nolan himself even said like, yeah, this making this was exhausting. And Matt Damon even says it. He's like, one day we'll be trekking up a mountain and then the other day we're in freezing rain. And Himesh Patel, he awesome, love that dude, and I hope one day he's actually leading a Nolan movie.
He's on his way because he killed the secondary characters here killed him.
Yeah, I mean he was one of the standout characters in Tenet. He's another standout character here, and I love the one anecdote Matt Damon said where we're standing in the freezing rain on a cliffside, and he just turns to Matt Damon. He goes, "Is this the hardest day you've had on set yet, Matt?" And Matt just turns to Himesh and he just goes, "I don't know, Himesh, you tell me." And you see it on screen. Like I was just like, yeah, because there's a shot of the boat that we've seen in the trailers, but to see in the movie where Poseidon is fucking up their boats and you just see that dude like a wave just come in the boat and just snatch that dude off the boat. I'm like, that's a real dude getting thrown off that boat, man.
Right. We'll never know the true body count of how many people died on the set.
Oh, man.
But it's the fact that they shot on real locations, right? They
shot on IMAX, man. The entire thing,
like
only 3 minutes at a time.
Like shot in IMAX in real locations, right? So when they go to hell, right, wherever,
that's a real location.
That's a real fucking location.
That's Iceland. They found a beach in Iceland with black sand.
Yeah, and it's just it's crazy that he was able to do this. Not that he was able to do it, it's just that he was allowed to do this because they don't do this anymore.
And the Giants, because I told Sean this, Jeff, the Giants, all in camera.
So I mean, was it forced perspective? Like I don't know how the fuck do they do that?
I don't. Yo, Tom Holland went up to him after he first saw it, and he's like, "Can you please tell me how you did the Giants?" And Nolan just looked at him and was just like, "Yeah, nah."
I'm sure he used every trick in the book.
Right, every.
And I'm sure when he made the Prestige, he researched every historical magical illusion. That very similar to an in-camera effect. It's like, I mean, George Méliès, Trip to the Moon. He's a magician, but he's like, oh, I can do stage illusions with a camera and then do things I could never do on stage with the camera. And when you treat a special effect like a stage illusion, like instead of just like, oh yeah, in post and look at the tennis ball over here and that, it makes it more real. Or even like, 'cause I noticed, some of the swings, one of the Giant, like the physics didn't quite match what he swung, but it's still, I could tell that's a real swing and that person's really flying through the air.
Right.
That instead of like, if that was CG, that would have taken me out of it. But since I can tell that's like, it's physical, it's real. It just like, well, that's part of the magic of the physics or whatever. Or like, I bought it. I didn't, even though I clocked it, I didn't question it. And it just.
You hit the nail on the head. Magic. Right? We used to call it movie magic. Right? We used to call it, it was making the unbelievable believable and then capturing it on celluloid, right? This is magic captured, right? And I know it sounds like I'm sucking this movie's dick. I'm not, right? But you real recognize real, right? Like you got to recognize that this is for all the boomers and everything like that who complain about, oh, things have changed, here you go.
Well,
here you go. Old school movie making.
Exactly why you two are talking the way you're talking right now is why Nolan does it. He said when he was doing Batman, he's like, the audience knows and the audience can tell what's real and what's not. And it's true, because how many times, Jeff, have I gone back and watched like some movie from the 90s, like Terminator 2 or Twister, and then we go see the new Terminator or the new Twister, and we're just like, it's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like Twister, they were dropping stuff on them. They drove into an actual fucking bridge.
Right.
They drove through one of the biggest fireballs I've ever seen in a movie. You know what I'm saying? When they drive through a house, they were driving
through a house.
That's like when the house crumbled, that house really crumbled. Like that house collapsed on Bill Paxton to the point where everybody's like, is he paralyzed?
And even if that, like the house, even if that was made out of cardboard and like it's tactile, you still feel the realness of it.
You need to feel the danger.
In the credits, there was quite a few VFX artists in this. And I love that, except for like one or two moments, I can't really tell.
It was the tentacle monster for me.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Yeah.
And like some of the movement on the Cyclops' eye, you could tell were sort of manipulated, but it's subtle, right? And it's also a real Cyclops. So like I'll forgive them if they put a little twinkle in his eye in post-production.
In a heritage cave.
I bet there are a bunch of other moments that were just done so well that we didn't clock it. That like we didn't notice it was CGI because it was just when you have intention, when you plan this out and you can put that effort into it, you can make it seamless. You can make like invisible CGI basically.
I mean, the only other time I think I noticed CG is when John Bernthal shoots his second what was that they were shooting? Pheasants, right? Yeah. When the arrow hit it and it fell to the ground, I'm like, oh, okay, that looks like CG.
I didn't clock that.
I gave it a pass because it looked good, it looked real, and not for nothing, you can't be shooting real pheasants.
right. Like I didn't clock that, because it's so quick, right?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, so on a technical level, this movie is next level. Is brilliant. Is genius, but also the acting. There is no bad. Like even Patterson. Yeah, like he might as well have been twisting his mustache, right? Like yeah, see, but. I bought it. I really,
yeah.
I don't think he gave a bad performance. I just think there wasn't enough depth in that character.
Right.
I mean, look,
everyone nailed it.
The suitors might as well be the American government, dog. Like that's the way I look at that shit. I'm like that's why I like, yo, more than Robert Pattinson though. I was like, damn, Corey Hawkins, man, you gotta die, dog. Like I was just like, yo, Dr. Dre straight evil in this, man. Like you need to go. Also, shout out to Logan Marshall Green. I don't know the last time I saw him, but he was good as the asshole suitor that Tom Holland gets to take on.
Right.
Ryan Hurst showed up. I was like, yo, what is he doing in this?
I love how Mia Goth didn't look like Mia Goth.
Yup.
Right? And
John Leguizamo?
Yo, like he was the MVP. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Right? Like I love Odysseus. I love, fucking Telemachus or whatever like that.
Tom Holland, yo, we need to get him out of Spider-Man, dog.
Yeah, 100%.
Like he's given I'm like, you are a dramatic actor, dog. Like we got to get you out of this Spider-Man shit.
But like John Leguizamo, honestly, favorite character of the fucking movie.
He does that so well. The first scene, he throws a dog off a cliff. He kills a dog, which is like the number one sin in the movie. A character cannot come back from that, and yet you at the end, like, he's he's that good. At that.
Yo, and like I recently lost my dog, right? And that scene at the end. Right? From when you see the puppy and then that scene at the end, I was a weepy little bitch. It was like he waited for him.
I'll tell you one last performance that really stood out to me is Samantha Morton, another person who I'm just like, I am glad you are still working.
Yeah.
She's good at playing people with powers because she killed it in Minority Report too. She was the most powerful precog. But like her as Cersei, I'm like, yo, she put her foot into that.
Yo, and once again, the acting in that scene is amazing, but also, right, the transformation and the way it was handled, it was gross but sort of sexual, but real weird, I've never seen anything like that, honestly.
Yes, that's sound design and editing, man. That's look, that's all that I was like, oh, this is straight from Oppenheimer, the way it's edited quickly, the sound that's being mixed. Yeah, it's because when they were having whatever was hanging out their mouth, I'm just like, you guys are fucked right now.
Right. Like, don't eat that.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as you see all of the other armor laying in the back, I was like, nah, I'm never that hungry.
That's what I was thinking too. The first time
hungry.
I saw it, I was just like, if I walked outside and she's like, leave your armor in the back, and I just see dozens of armor and swords, I'm gonna be like, you guys go ahead. Let me check on Odysseus, see how he's doing.
I was like, I'm gonna go vegan. Right, I'm gonna have some of these legumes.
You see me run back to the beach. I'm like, yo, Odysseus, we gotta get the fuck out of here right now.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! Yeah. How'd you guys like Damon?
What?
How'd you guys like Damon?
Yeah, he was fine. Like, it's good.
Okay.
Right? Like that. Despite his sort of nebulous, ambiguous, political, whatever, I am here for a Matt Damon performance. Right?
I thought he was better in Oppenheimer, truth be told. Like, he really impressed me in that movie.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I think it's two different performances. So I can't really, like, they're so vastly different characters that I don't want to compare one to the other. right? I think his Odysseus, I felt it, right? Like I felt the hard man who he was sick of war. He was like he's sick of uh, everything, the machinations of men, and just kind of wants to go home, fucking pet his dog, bang his wife, and play frisbee with his son. You know, I felt it. Yeah, there's nothing outstanding about the performance, right? It's just good, right? I mean, he's gonna get nominated, right? Because he's got to get nominated for this.
Let's see. First. Let's see what's gonna shake out, man.
Right, but I will say I've seen better Matt Damon performances, but but that's saying like I've seen more beautiful sunsets, right? Like it's still a fucking, like if it's good, it's good. Like he's always consistently good.
Sean, what about you?
Yeah, he's got that Ethan Hawke beard going. That there for a few moments before he spoke, I thought, "Oh, Ethan Hawke's in this." Oh, wait, no. Until it's revealed toward the end, like I wasn't quite. I mean, it wasn't that I wasn't buying it. It's just that in Homer's Odyssey, it's more adventure. It's more like Oh Brother. Odysseus is more like Clooney, where he's a lovable rogue who keeps fucking things up. He doesn't have the weight that Nolan's Odysseus has. I think that's because what I really like what Nolan did was he made the Odyssey his own. This is not Homer's Odyssey. This is like what Kubrick did with The Shining. We're like,
right.
Stephen King's book is very different. The themes in Stephen King's book is very different. Kubrick took the framework of that. He took some of the big moments, the setting, and was like, I'm going to do my own thing. And Nolan did that. And Nolan made what was basically like the Wizard of Oz of ancient Greece, where like one of the islands like they think is supposed to be Sicily, and it's all about the anxieties and adventures the Greeks had when they were colonizing and being pieces of shit to the rest of the world there, translated into their popular art. Nolan is taking like what is relevant today, so many things, and he puts it into this. And just like you're saying, like with the Suitors, you're like, I see this and that, and I see that and that. And so much of that is not in Homer's Odyssey. So much of that is Nolan taking an idea, taking a scene, taking a fragment, and then putting himself in it. That is just, he made it today's Odyssey. He made it his Odyssey, and he remixed this, ancient work and created something new.
Yeah. Because for people who know this text in and out, I think they're going to be coming away seeing some new things, but I think they're really going to appreciate like how he told, and how he told it.
Every ancient scholar that I've seen talk about this, who's seen this, is like, yes, like this is what they were doing then. He figured out a way to do. Yeah, the details are not accurate to ancient Greece. Like, I mean, like he's in a Viking boat. That would be my two little, because I love historical detail. Big Robert Eggers fan. I love the two details. Like, it's a Viking boat, and it's only because the Greek boats looked cool. So it's not even that how dare he use a Viking boat. I think the Greek boats look cool. Like they painted eyes on them and shit like that. And then my other complaint was like the armor. And the IMAX did not do the armor any favors. You could tell it's rubber. Maybe on like a 35 film, like you wouldn't be able to tell. And I know it wasn't cheap. Weta did the armor, and they are top notch. But it felt cheap. It felt like they're wearing rubber armor. There's one outfit that Tom Holland wears where when he's shooting the birds. I'm like, what the heck? It's not that it's accurate. To me, it looks stupid. It just
Well, I mean, so this is coming from like this is I actually I was looking forward to hearing your take on the costumes because for me and Brandon, right, like. All right, it looks like a fucking suit of armor. It looks like an outfit. Like
I want King Agamemnon's armor.
That's hot though, right?
If this show ever pops off, I will do live shows wearing that, the helmet and everything.
With the spine, yeah, that's hot.
That would piss me off because that is complete fantasy. That's not mythology. That's complete fantasy. But seeing it in context, I'm like, I wanted more of this. To me, like. ODYSSEY was so like drab and boring and like that. His stuff was like more of that. Like everyone, not literally, but like I wanted it more in that direction.
Right, I get it.
It feels like Darth Vader whenever he shows up, where you immediately feel like the weight of this character, the danger. And it's because of how the helmet's designed too, because me and Sean were talking about this. You don't see Benny's face really in this movie.
You never see his face throughout the whole time.
You see his face like for a split second.
Right.
And I don't want to say where it is. You know what I mean? I mean, even though we're talking about a
3,000
year old text.
Pieces of literature that we know of.
But I don't want to be that guy. But yeah, there's a certain half-second shot where you see it, and I was just like, "Whoa, that's the first time we've seen his face." And when you brought it up last night, Sean, I was like, "Yeah, you're absolutely correct," because that was in the back of my mind too. Like they really did hide Benny, and they didn't even cut his hair. Like when he does take the helmet off, I was like, "Oh, look at that! They kept his Jew curls. That's awesome." So to bounce off what both of you were saying, like this being Nolan's version, Lord of the Rings, basically.
But his version of the Odyssey, just like Emerald Fennell's
Wuthering
Heights was her version. I love the fact that this gives more depth to the political machinations, right? But also makes it more accessible for people who maybe would not have vibed with the poem, because I know the last time I read the poem was in high school.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And like it was coming back to me as I was watching it. It was like, oh yeah. And I vibed with it back then, but there are some people who for whatever reason, when they were introduced to it, they didn't vibe with it. I think this is their chance to actually like, okay, now I get it. Now I can enjoy this because this is a little bit more grounded and relatable, and the language is obviously accessible, right? That like it's not whatever Cyrillic
and you know what? For when you're spending $250 million, yeah, definitely don't try any correct language or accent, man. Like just. That's too much money on the line to be that accurate.
Yeah,
sorry.
I could see that working, but that's not what Nolan was doing. Nolan did not want to recreate what the ancient Greek person hearing it for the first time is imagining.
Right, he's telling a myth.
He wasn't doing a Discovery Channel documentary.
Yeah, and there is a place for that, and there's also a place for this, and it's the Odyssey. We have been remaking it and retelling it, and I'm sure will continue. And you know what? I hope somebody watches this and gets really pissed off and then wants to do their version, and it's different. And as long as it's not boring, good. We need more art in the world. We need more people caring about what they make.
I can't wait to see the all-white version that everyone keeps on talking about online.
Then, when that happens, I will be that asshole who's like, well, racially, that's not accurate.
Right,
like,
exactly.
Ancient Greece.
Like, I give you permission. In that case, I give you permission to be the well, actually guy.
Yeah.
Because I hate the well, actually guy.
Not the fantasy of this pretended past that people want to live in. Like, no, it's the ancient people did not look at race the way we look at race. That is a modern bullshit construction. And if we're going to complain, why are these pasty English people in this movie. If we want to be all
right,
perfect,
like not a 10 among them. Right, like not like
they should all be looking like Jason Mantzoukas, where we're like, what are you exactly?
I mean, honestly, John Barenthal is the closest to looking
Like
sort of ethnic, besides the like the obvious ones, right? He's like, he might be Greek.
Yeah. Benny too.
Yeah. Benny too. Yeah. I mean, we could keep on talking. Like, I want people. I think people need to see this, right? Even if you walk away with it and you don't like it, I think you just need to experience it, right? You need to see what a real film looks like, because we haven't seen a real film in a minute.
Thing, like, it's so well made and so timeless. Like, you could told me this was made in 1955, and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, sure."
Yeah. I mean, if it were made the only difference between this and something that was made in 1955 is less stop motion puppets in this one.
Also, I gotta say, I do like that we open with the Bard, played by Travis Scott, just to let you know, like, hey, this is how stories are told.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how this story was told. It was passed down like this.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We open with Travis Scott. Everyone, and this is why I hate the internet. I hate influencers. I hate all of these people, because everyone was, when the trailer came out and people were deconstructing it, and it was like, Elliot Page is going to be playing Achilles? Really? It was like,
oh, yeah.
No.
You know what? We're just going to spoil this for you. Guess what? He ain't in the movie.
Right. Achilles is not
Joke's on you.
Right. Yeah.
Joke's on you.
Achilles, I mean, from what I remember, Achilles wasn't in the book. Right? He wasn't in the poem. He was in the Iliad.
Achilles would be the one in hell talking to Odysseus.
Okay. There we go.
Right.
Like, but no, it works in this version more dramatically if it's that shepherd's son.
Right.
Whose death he is directly responsible for.
Right.
And that what he's saying, it's so much more impactful as opposed to, the hero Achilles is talking to you. And
give him back his shame.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, that last 20 minutes is actually one of the best, like, action scenes, like revenge action scenes I've seen in a while, because it was the build with the music and everything like that. Oh, it was just.
It reminds me of the ending of the Michael Mann's Last of the Mohicans.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Probably has like one of the best 12 minutes because it has that score, and it's about a father taking revenge, and it similarly just builds and just does it right.
Like everybody in my screen was like clapping. It was like, get him.
Yeah.
Get him.
Yeah. Yo, listen, I don't want to say, but there's a part in where when things pop off, the whole theater busted out clapping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you'll know it when it happens, because you'll be like, fucking finally.
Oh, thank God. Let's do this.
Theater, I've never not seen a Nolan movie that people at the end don't clap at.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but I will say, getting back to music, I think it's pretty cool. Ludwig's score is mostly bronze instruments and lyres. I think that's how you say the flute.
Lyres? Lyres.
No, lyre.
Lyre? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
At least I think it's lyre, because in History of the World Part 1, Roman Emperor says, bring me a little lyre. And they bring the little person saying, I didn't do it. It's like,
fair enough.
That's not a liar.
Yeah, okay.
Then again,
yes.
notebooks might not have been exactly historically accurate there, so it might not be right.
For those of you who don't know, it is like two flutes in one. Very hard to play. And that is all over the score. And I was like, where did Ludwig find someone who knows how to play this in modern day, man? Also, James Blake's vocals are all laced in this score, just like Travis Scott's vocals were laced all through the score of Tenet.
Mm-hmm.
I think the way they use his voice in this is very unique and very subtle. Like once you see it again, you'll pick up on it a lot more. I do like the song. Like the song for this is better than the song for Tenet. Like I fuck with the song.
Yeah, I mean, look, everything hits.
So Nolan, I guess every time. So I feel like Nolan's gonna do like a historically, a historical drama like Dunkirk or Oppenheimer, and then he'll do his fun one, which like Tenet and this. And I guess whenever he does his fun ones, he's gonna be like, Travis, make me another banger. Need another banger. Shit. Shout out to Nolan. You a Travis Scott fan? Like that. Every time I think of Nolan and rap, I think of the 1999 MTV Movie Awards where they put him in the pit for some reason, and Brittany Murphy's dancing next to him as Eminem's performing, and he's standing there and he has that look on his face like, "Why am I here?" If you don't know it, you can search it on YouTube. Just search Christopher Nolan Eminem. It pops right up, and it's still to this day the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Christopher Nolan Eminem. All right, I gotta look that up.
Brittany Murphy is literally jamming out next to him, and he's just like, "I want to go." Oh shit. Sean, do you have any more thoughts on Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey?
I got a ton. I can't think of any right now. Or I could go double back on the costumes. Other than the armor, I really like the costumes. I thought they work in this world, and that's any fantasy, historical, or like the accuracy is less important to like do I believe these are clothes in this world? And except for that one awful thing that Tom Holland was wearing in that one scene.
you cannot get over that.
No,
I didn't mind that outfit, the hunting outfit.
Yeah, it looks like that on like
cool.
some cars, like a hatchback, they got that like gray, like fake carpet covered piece of plastic that like stays over the trunk, and you like open it and it looks like they got a bunch of those and just sewed them together. And I know that's not what they did. I know how this process works, and I do not mean to denigrate anyone who worked on this film, because they are top artisans and craftspeople and designers. They are working at the top of their game. It's just that's just me big bitching going, yeah, that's
well, look.
No, you earned it though, baby.
You're like the only one in this conversation who can speak to this with any kind of authority. So go off. So go off.
In any movie where you see something like that, it is usually the result of the director or an actor who's just like, well, I want to do this and I'm not doing that, and then he's just like, they do what they want. And even a bad movie. There's so many bad movies that have great screenwriters that you're like, how could they write this piece of crap? It's like, they probably wrote a good script that just got like, well, no, you're gonna have to do this and we want that, and it's just like, it's my
Can it
job.
be a giant spider?
Yeah, and but it makes me glad that there are Christopher Nolans in the world who can do what they want, who are like. Because there's so many movies where, like, especially if how many Marvel movies like they have.
We were just talking about that last night, dude.
They do not. They're not directors. They're traffic cops. It's like being a director on a commercial. A director on a commercial is like a groom at a wedding. It's like your presence is required, but you better not have an opinion about anything, and you better do what you told.
So Jeff, oh, go ahead, Sean. Sorry.
Yeah, and I did a vertical. And that's how bad times are right now. They're like, I worked on one of those vertical micro dramas, and this one wasn't even that bad. The company trusted the director a lot, but it was still like the director isn't telling a story. She was like had to please like a person. Like, I think nothing fosters creativity more than constraints. When you don't have the budget, when like you don't have the time, that's where creativity thrives, and nothing kills creativity more than notes from someone trying to justify their own job. Like, well, that's when you have the committee, when you have the other considerations than the story, than the movie, than the piece of art that you're making. It's just like, oh my God, shoot me.
Well, that's what we were talking about last night. Me and Sean, as soon as I turned my phone off on Jeff, I got like 3 text messages from fellow colleagues. A couple of people before Sean showed up have asked me. So 5 people yesterday have asked me about Spider-Man. And I'm
We're
like,
not getting Spider-Man, are we?
Yeah, we are. My point being, though, we're about to see the Odyssey in IMAX 70. Why are you asking me about Spider-Man, dude? Like straight up and down. Because like walking out of this, it's just like, who gives a shit about Spider-Man? Like that's what I said to Sean and Cal yesterday. I was just like, the next big movie, Spider-Man, after this. And now I just feel like, oh, we just gonna kill time till Dune.
I mean, is there anything coming in like after Spider-Man? That's big.
House.
Okay.
At the end of Oak Street, I want to see that because I like
that looks cool.
Which, speaking of, JJ supposedly dropping a movie in October, and I'm like, well, JJ and WB, what's going on? Where's the trailer?
Like, where's the news on it? Right, like
Glenn Powell's the star of it.
It's he's still playing that fucking magic box bullshit. That secret box bullshit.
They need to start promoting it now because WB they need some hits, man.
Yeah,
but like, it's just like.
But I get what you're saying. Like, can I finish this movie before you talk about this other bullshit?
Yeah.
And finish the steak before we go to McDonald's.
Right, exactly.
Not going to McDonald's.
Exactly. Like, it's already bad. This comes out 2 weeks after, but now we got to do Dune and Doomsday on the same day, and I'm just like, man. And they said 2 hours and 49 minutes.
Yeah, I didn't even when you texted me that, I was like, I can't even respond to that. Like, what am I gonna say? 2 hours and fucking 49 minutes for what?
Infinity Vision. That's
fucking Infinity Vision.
When tickets go on sale next week, they're gonna be pushing that hard. Apparently, Infinity Vision, and it's just like, sure, man.
Man, I'm just gonna go around just selling Infinity Vision stickers and just put it on the side of theaters. It's like, look, I got this plaque. I made it for $50. All right, give me 100, and you Infinity Vision.
All this because they just can't go to any other place on the calendar. I'm like, it's a fucking Avengers movie. You can open that shit in in Grandpa's butthole. You're still gonna make money, man.
Right, like Easter Sunday, right? They could open that movie on an Easter Sunday, and it's still gonna be like, that's good. That's a good opening. That's a good Easter Sunday opening.
Because everybody's gonna go to church and then go see the movie, or they're gonna be like, you know what? We'll say a few prayers and we'll see it before everybody else.
They'll just stream. They'll stream church from their phones, put it on mute, and throw it underneath the seat. Because honestly, at this point, a church service and this new Avengers movie, it's around the same running time.
Bro, speaking of, you saw it in my story, Sean, and Jeff, I texted to you. The internet has been roasting that concept art. And the only reason that concept art came out is because Andy Park was fired like a couple of months ago. Right. So like he was just like, oh, by the way, this is what I worked on. Here you go. And I'm just like, this is what it is, bro. Like, it's word.
Like the fucking the D team.
Yo, I'm just like, wow. Oh my god, bro. You know what? I hope it works out. That's all I got to say. Dune has already sold out showtimes like across the world. So I hope it works out, man.
Look, I'll in these situations, I always go to Morgan Freeman from The Dark Knight. Good luck.
And you know what, man? I haven't seen the Odyssey in 70 yet. I cannot wait to see it in regular 70. I've seen the Dune trailer in IMAX 70 and regular 70, and it looks gorgeous. both formats, and I'm just like, well, look, if people can't get into IMAX, they do got the 70, and like even seeing it in regular 70, you're still seeing shit like, oh, Denny's giving us something that I've never seen before.
Right.
So
but, yeah.
Sorry. Listen, those are my two favorite working studio filmmakers, and look, they're proving why. They keep proving why.
Yeah, and so like let's support this. Go out and see the Odyssey. Get some culture, you fucking savage.
Jeff, are you gonna try and see it in IMAX 70?
I mean, I'm gonna, if I can find something in the next 2 months.
where you plan on going to see it in IMAX 70? You going back to KOP, or are you gonna try and go to the city and see it?
It's played at Lincoln, right? Lincoln Center.
Yeah.
I might go see it at Lincoln Center on Monday. I got some friends who might have an extra ticket.
Okay.
But I don't know if I want to make that fucking trek because I'm in the city a lot next week.
Yes, me too.
Right. So I might do KOP, but like I'm going to see it. It's just I don't want I've already had my taste, so I'm going to let people who haven't experienced it.
Yeah,
I want
man.
to see it from them.
I couldn't get tickets till week 4, and now like I want to see it again in IMAX 70 on my birthday, as I do with every Nolan movie.
Right.
And my birthday is at the ass crack end of August, and even now I'm just like my hands are sweating. I'm like, am I not going to be able to do the one thing I want to do on my birthday?
I think miracles do happen. All right, Oppenheimer wasn't Oppenheimer. Didn't they push that past November?
I think it played till it was either October, November. I couldn't remember, but I remember going to like one of the very last shows, and it was still sold out. And then like when they put it back in IMAX in like February, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go again, and it was still pretty full.
Yeah, good. Keep them full. Keep them fucking full.
I think IMAX needs to figure out a way to build more 70 theaters and 70 projectors, because now it's just gotten to a point where the demand is now outweighing what you guys can handle. When people are, I've read a Variety article today on the train ride home where a woman straight up said, her friend told her to have another kid. And she's like, no, I'm not having another kid until the Odyssey. Like, I don't want to get pregnant and then have to miss the Odyssey. And I was just like,
okay.
If people are putting pause on their pregnancies, or some people literally are flying in Europe to their closest IMAX 70 to see it, you guys got to start building more. Invest, like you guys make millions year after year. Invest in your own technology and start building more, because like the Northeast should not have only 2 IMAX 70 locations while LA has 3 or 4.
Right. I mean, but it's also on the economic standpoint, right? Like in order to build those, they have to show that movie going is sustainable, right? Theaters are sustainable. And
I mean, IMAX is sustainable.
Right.
Well, there is a risk that if they went all in, and then they could go bankrupt because if they extended too far, they were too optimistic.
Right.
And then so we lose IMAX.
Right. So we have to literally build up all theaters in order to get more IMAX theaters, right? We have to show that the theater going experience is still lucrative and viable, right? And I
think this format is, because the only movie that bricked in this format was Joker, and that's because Joker sucked. Otherwise, like Dune, Project Hail Mary, Oppenheimer, even the Tenet re-release, like it's hard. Interstellar, like these were all hard to see in IMAX 70.
Yeah, I mean, but like then you run into the whole entire thing we're running with streaming, right? So let's say IMAX gets into the whole entire sphere of like IMAX theaters. Like it's an IMAX theater, right? It's not branded by AMC, whatever like that, or or Regal.
And I'm not saying they need to build like 2,000 or 1,000 more theaters. I'm only saying like maybe another 100 or so.
Right, but that's still a lot of money, right?
Yeah, it's it costs $12 million to make a giant IMAX with a dual laser and 70 projectors.
Right, and that's just the theater, right? That's not the building. That's not the plans, concessions, stuff like that, right? So you're talking, if it's 12 million for the theater, for the actual screen and that setup, right? You're talking about probably 40 to 45 for the infrastructure to house that, right? So now, all right, so you're in $45 million. Then you have to do the thing that we're all complaining about with streaming is, right? You have to fight with every single fucking studio to get the rights to play that movie in IMAX, right? So you have to sign a deal with Sony. You have to sign a deal with Warner Brothers, right, for all of their like actual IMAX movies, and they're gonna want their piece, right? I would love a standalone IMAX theater. It's just that it's the studios are too greedy to allow that to happen.
Listen, I will figure out a way. I will become a billionaire and I will buy a farmland here and we're going to get a giant IMAX.
Oh, look, if you want to, like, independent, if you're not worried about making money, yeah, let's fucking do it.
Just call it like IMAX AI.
Right, or so, right.
You get all the venture capital money. You'll just and then you lose all the money in the world, and nobody will care.
I know I'm going to lose money because I will have ushers in the theater to make sure people aren't texting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put cell phone dampeners in the theater. You know what I'm saying? So you can't use it.
Honestly, the next theaters that are built, right? The next luxury theaters with their seats, there should be a compartment in the seat where you can put your phone that locks it so you can't access it. Right? Just like whenever you go to a Dave Chappelle comedy show,
they put it in the pouch.
They put it in the pouch. Same fucking principle.
We were fine in IMAX 70 last night. Like nobody was on their phone the entire time. Like nobody.
Right.
Notable critic Tormis Laffey and her husband were in a 70 millimeter one. I don't know if it was downstairs where we were or if it was in Union Square, because they did one in Union Square. But some woman was on her phone right next to her, and she told her multiple times, like, hey, can you please stop using your phone? And this dude, her husband, just got up in her face. It was just like, what's your problem? I'll break your neck. And I was just like, why are you threatening?
Like, ew, what are you, like, who are you, what are you even doing there?
Also, where was security? Because
where's like,
because security was all in our both screenings I went to. Security was there. Like, I mean, 3-4 guys
with the scopes.
Like there was 3 guys behind us. There was like 3 guys on each set of stairs, and I like, where was security in that screening?
Mm-hmm.
Because this should not have gotten that far. And the fact that she had to get on there and say, if it wasn't for my husband, this guy probably would have punched me. I'm like, where was security?
Right.
And why are you going to this early? I could see
a press screening,
right? Like, how did you get into this press screening?
Yeah.
And it's not like Tormis is some random person. She works for Variety.
Right. So, yeah.
Yeah, man. Look.
Yeah. Genius, unfortunately, has limits, but stupidity does not.
let me figure out a way to win some money, and then I'm gonna make a real theater. People are gonna hate me, and I'm gonna be like, all right, well, look, my security's armed, so you know, you're on my premises, baby. Like,
I mean, honestly, I would love to buy the old Hamilton AMC, but now it's a children's hospital.
yo, that landlord is a piece of shit, dude. He is a piece of shit for doing that.
Yeah.
Up by me, because I currently live in the north of Vermont.
Oh wow!
Only supposed to be temporary. It's a pandemic move that's just like that was a few years ago. But
Time is a construct.
in our town, in Burlington, we had 2 theaters close, and this nepo baby landlord who like inherited the business and then ran it into the ground, put in the deed that whatever goes in that space cannot be a movie theater because he still has 2 more, and he doesn't want the company. He doesn't want someone to actually run a theater well that people will go to, because then they'll stop going to the ones that he doesn't give a shit about, but like wants the free money from. And it's
wow, what a scumbag!
So there is this cool little art house. I think it is literally a 15-seat theater.
Okay.
That plays new releases, plays the more obscure new releases, and then does repertory stuff. And it's like, yeah, you're watching. That's got to be like a big screen TV, basically. But
Jesus,
I think probably the closest real theaters to me are in Montreal, which is like an hour and a half away. Like, I would have to literally have my passport and go through customs to go to a real theater.
That's crazy.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's a theater close to you, Sean, that's showing this on 70 film. Like, I know there's something in Connecticut that has this playing on 70.
Connecticut's still 3 hours away.
That's true.
I'm in the middle of
people forget like where Vermont is. Like literally, they like.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah. I talking now. I'm like, yeah,
gun
that's
like
right.
gun to my head, right?
Yeah.
point to Vermont on a map is like, you better kill me.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff, how about you? You're gonna try and see it again in IMAX 70. Will you try to see it in regular 70?
I mean, if the opportunity, I'm not going to break my back. Right?
Okay.
If the opportunity presents itself, then yeah, of course. But I do want to see it in IMAX 70 just because I was promised IMAX 70 last night and did not go through. And I'm very pissed off about that.
I'm telling you, it is between one battle after another and this. I'm just like, yeah, man, I'm not trying to really see shifting aspect ratios anymore outside of Dune. I'm like, yeah, I get it, because you can't actually take an IMAX film camera and
into the desert, yeah,
and just shoot constantly. Like, you got to hide that thing after a while. But like, yeah, man,
yeah,
Nolan did it. Let's just start doing it.
Yeah, so I'm not going to break my back for regular 70, but like I said, if the opportunity presents itself, yeah, let's go. But I'll do it. But it just, if anyone, like, I'm just, preface this again, whoever's listening, just go out to the theater and see this. Don't watch a pirated copy on your 80-inch TV, because it's not going to be the same. Don't wait for it to hit streaming, because it's not going to be the same. Right? Go out, watch this as big as you possibly can, and you can thank me later.
Yeah, like, even if you don't have an IMAX 70 near you, still worth seeing in a digital IMAX. If you have a regular 70 millimeter print, it's going to be special on film, because it just feels like an old movie, and I mean that in the best way possible on film. So like, the premium
respect to Homer and collectively see this story, experience a story being told. Nothing else.
Yeah.
And like, there may be capes in this, but no one's flying.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're flying through the air when a giant swings them, but
make it's worth the premium format. Like, we don't say that many times. I think the only time we said it this year was Project Hail Mary.
Right.
This is worth the premium upgrade, man.
Yeah, 100%. Like, it's
any format.
And the sound,
any format.
too. You will not forget the scream of a Cyclops.
Yes.
that you can feel the reverberations in your chest in that.
And like the storm when Poseidon's whooping that ass, right? That is loud.
Or when Temecula helps the one dude into the it was like one beggar into the suitors house of suitors, and you hear the lightning. I was like, oh yeah, that's Zeus. You felt that.
Yeah.
Like
you felt it in your chest. It was like, oh, that line is like, it seems like Zeus is taking a special interest. It's like, yeah, he is. Zeus up there with that popcorn is like, get him.
Yeah. Oh, so Jeff, now that, because we talked about this before we saw the movie, let me ask you now. Now that you've seen the movie, Whirlpool, Cyclops, or Giants, I'm gonna stick with my original answer and say I'd rather deal with the Cyclops out of all three of those.
All right. Yeah, Cyclops.
Yo, and you know what? Odysseus didn't even have to be a dickhead and like shoot it. He could have just snuck out. I'm like, dude, now you're just being an asshole.
Well, I mean, that's
no reason.
But that's the whole entire thing about the poem. He kind of keeps on fucking himself.
It's that's one of the little remnants of like the George Clooney world. How many things in Oh Brother where it's like, God damn it, like George, if you just didn't do it,
right? If you hadn't shot him in the eye,
yeah,
we'd be home by now.
Or the one thing, because honestly, there's just so many things, but one of the things that they didn't do, probably because you couldn't. I don't even. Yeah, probably Christopher Nolan couldn't like figure out the way to make this not silly, where he's given a bag of wind, and they can see Ithaca, they can see the smoke rising, and one of the sailors opens the bag of wind and knocks him all the way away. So it was one of those where like he got.
You can't put everything in there.
Listen, we don't know, because like he even said, he's like, there is literally an hour's worth of movie that is gone.
You're right,
because the IMAX platter can only do 3 hours, and he said if it could play longer than 3, this movie would have been longer than 3. But he's told Jennifer Lame, the editor, he's like, if it's not important to the story, it's got to go. So there's an hour of footage we'll never see, because, you know, Nolan and Denis are like, yeah, no such thing as director's cuts. You'll never see outtakes.
Okay, but all right. Well, if he says it, that's one thing. But
so IMAX, you got to start making better film projectors now, so we can get like a 4-hour Nolan movie with an intermission.
So I mean, look, yes, they gotta. We need someone, one of these billionaires out there, one of the good ones, wherever they may be, to just be a fan. So be a dude, bro.
Yeah,
just be a dude. And like, give IMAX money.
Yeah, man. Ellison could have easily just been like, you know what? Instead of trying to buy another studio to appease Trump, let's give like $100 million to IMAX and let them figure out how to upgrade their film projectors to run to like 5 hours if need be.
Right, but you know, I haven't heard any news on that in a while.
Oh, I heard some today. The WGA has now joined in the lawsuit.
Good.
So it's 12 states, because New Jersey was a late play. So now it's 12 states and the WGA. And I'm guessing by the end of the week, the DGA will be in there.
And what's lovely about that is, even if ultimately they lose in court, if the deal doesn't go through by a certain date, they have to pay WB $1 billion.
Well, it's a ticking fee, like quarterly, of 160 million starting in September.
Yeah.
So, death by 1,000 cuts.
You wanted it, you got it, buddy.
All right. Stop trying to be like Odysseus. Yeah. Stop trying to fuck you. You're fucking everything up.
You know what? I hope this gets dragged out to the first ticking fee, because I know after that first 160, I know them Saudis are going to be like, you know what? Let's take our money back.
And no one wants to be repoed by the Saudis.
Sean, where can people find you, man?
You can find me on Instagram, tugboat8282.
Right now, I'm following that. I love that handle.
That's because in college, I lived on a tugboat.
We got to talk more.
That'll be for the short episode. I'll go into when I lived on a tugboat, when I lived in a cabin in the middle of Harriman State Park.
All right.
Crazy stuff. Yeah, if we condense my life into an hour, it's actually interesting.
All right.
If we go past an hour, then it's regularly boring. But yeah, and other socials, Sean Dermond, SeanDermond. I'm not on Twitter. I'm on Blue Sky, but whatever. But yeah, just Tugboat 82 Instagram, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I have a project that might actually get off the ground.
Oh, is it finally Mrs. Benedict Arnold?
It is not that. It is a horror movie, but it is. I like almost put a gun to my own head and said, okay, I love historical stuff. I do like horror, but not primarily horror. But like if I were to do not a Robert Eggers knockoff, but if I were to do a historical horror movie, what would it be? And I think I figured out something, and I might have some interest. And fingers crossed, we will see.
All right, let us know what we can do to help, man. We'll get the word out.
And we will Mrs. Benedict Arnold into existence. You worked too long and too hard on that. That will be made one way or another.
Your lips to Zeus's ears.
All right, and that is episode 114.
214, right?
214. Yeah, excuse me, 214.
We're the Film Blurs. I'm Brandon Nord, and I'm the motherfucking protagonist.
I'm the protagonist.
I'm Jeff Stewart, a.k.a. He Who Remains.
Don't come at us. It's just fucking movies.
You've been listening to the Film Blurs podcast.
Man, I just love what you guys do, man.
I never miss an episode. It's the best. It's my favorite podcast.
Follow Jeff on IG on MindFireXL and Brandon on Twitter at BJN Tweets.